Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back to round six, and we have got Joel Nevado playing Cooler Mills. So has been a popular request in the chat today, so we have got it. And these players are XO at the moment, so good to see Cooler there. And we also have Ivan Serrano Perez playing Broly, the Awakened Demon. So two very different decks, two very different strategies. Broly obviously is the swap strategy, and Cooler is of course Mills. So very, very interesting, very exciting. This is going to be an exciting game. How are you feeling, Melvin?
I am genuinely very, very excited. It's been a long day on the casting chair, but this match gives me energy. So much energy. What is interesting here is the different ways the red can be played. For example, you have the aggressive, which is the normal expected archetype that comes in for Broly. That's just going to swing, go up the chain or have the ability to go wide. But then on the other hand, you also do have a red leader that has the ability to be aggressive, make sure you draws the card, but you control the board, and every time you minus something, the power of your opponent's battle card, your opponent has to kneel. This is going to be a very, very interesting game over here, and here we go. We have started. This is the best turn one play for the player himself, which is just to play the one-drop promo Broly. Very beautiful one. This is the Unison series promo that is a little bit more shiny than the normal promo that goes into your into your deck. Find a bar, place it, and he is set for the game. This is going to be so amazing.
Yeah, just like you said, it is the promo Broly, which all participants get. Well, I would say get, but they get the chance to get it as their entrance prizing. So it does look nice, and it has become very sought after, especially within the Broly deck as well, because it just sets you up, as you said. It gives you your swap mechanics for next turn. It gives you everything that you need, as well as helping you to self-awaken. So this should be a good turn one, a very good turn one for Ivan here. Let's see how Joel can answer it.
Yeah, definitely. What would be interesting over here is that he must make sure when it comes to Ivan is to make sure that whatever he has on the board tries to get their battle power up, because Kula has the ability to minus a lot of things on the board. So if they're going to be their teeny weeny 5k, 10k, they're going to be removed from the board at the same time, because it's removed from the leader's ability. Your opponent has you give Kula, which is Joel, our player here, the ability to also put up his hand size. What I wanted to see here is the first energy when it comes to Joel, the Kula player. What is he going to be slapping down? Is he going to go dangerous and put down a energy multicolor card in exhaust? In rest mode, that is going to be pretty difficult to deal with. Or is he going to be slapping? Oh, he is going to do it. He is going to put down a multicolor card in energy exhaust.
Yeah, I do think it's the best optimal play. You obviously want to get that multicolor energy down early. You do obviously have the Beerus super combo, which then untaps your energy. So that's also a good defensive play here. Hopefully, he does have it in hand, Joel, so he can obviously stop an attack or two at least from Ivan's next turn. But like we said, two very different decks, two very different strategies. Broly is way more aggressive than Cooler, but however, Cooler can obviously be aggressive in terms of its milling. Consistently, it can mill good 5, 6, 7 cards a turn sometimes, especially when it gets later in the game. So, as you stated, this is going to be a really good, interesting game. We do see, is that the Piccolo?
Yes, correct. Piccolo Junior, one course. Unison card. It is very good if it's able to do its ultimate ability, which is to put 2 cards from your deck, I believe, which is 3 or less, 19k power less, and just play it. This is going to be pretty good for this deck because it makes the board a little bit wider, and then he can go up the chain even more. So much consistency, and this card even though it is 9k, even though it is just 2 markers on the card itself, because it has ability to get markers on your turn, to gain a marker during your opponent's turn, because if your opponent takes damage or take a card from his life to his hands, you are able to get a marker. This card, it's quite sticky on the board.
True, very true indeed. And we see that Ivan has now just got his optimal plays. He's been able to get out multiple brollies. He's got his one drop back again, which obviously went back to his hand during the last turn. And look at the amount of cards that he's just built. He's just built such a board presence, and he's adding so many cards to hand. Whereas obviously, Joel's turn was literally just charge an energy and pass. So in a very good spot, I would say for Ivan here. He's gone down to 4 life, so he can awaken as well. Quite interesting, I have to say. Would you not?
Yeah.
It's just showing how powerful the swap mechanic can be.
However, there is also a very big disadvantage when the Broly player is going to play against the Cooler player, is that Cooler actually gets better if there are more battle cards on the board when he can, oh, here we go, this is what you meant. He's going to untap energy, and he is going to be playing that Cooler Tyrannical Assault when he is, I believe that's Tyrannical Assault, when he is being played -2, pick 2 of your opponent's card, ignoring barrier, -10k, and then he's going to mill 3 cards, and because it is done by the ability of his own battle card, the Cooler player gets to draw a card. Take a look what happens to the board. We saw that there was a lot of cards on the board itself in just one move, in just the first attack. It's most of the cards is gone right now.
Yeah, and as we stated, obviously the Beerus is a huge help in this, being able to untap cards during your opponent's turn. And they are red-blue cards as well, so he does have the option to play Sensu Bean as well. His leader is red, so he doesn't get dimensional magic. But again, just being able to drop the Cooler down and -2 cards 10k, and then also MILF because of that is just too powerful. Now we see if I'm going into his 5-drop here, it's a big card, 25k attack, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, 25k.
I need to check on this one. I played a deck myself, but I cannot remember the power of each of the cards.
Yeah, but when each card is played, they warp a card from their hand. And
yes,
then they get it at the end of the turn, I think it is.
Yeah, correct. When it comes to the 4-drop, it is actually only 10k, but because it is 7, it is a 20k, and the red Unison card gets a marker, so he can do that ultimate ability really, really quickly, and your opponent has to send 1 card to the warp. It's not permanent though, because at the end of the turn, of their opponent's turn, they can get the cards back if they survive, of course. Yeah. And so fast in second energy, this is what the Broly players want, which is just to get up to the very, very horrible, very, very oppressive 5-drop on the field. It is SS Broly Combat Evolution. It swings hard like a 30k, and it has crit. This is just very difficult for the Cooler players to deal with. Both of them are now down to 4 lives, and it will be interesting to see what goes on here.
Very true. And we just saw that Joel just literally charged a card, which was his multicolor Freezer, which is great. Attacked with the leader, attacked with the Cooler, and then just passed turn. So he's playing a bit more of a defensive game at the moment. Obviously, we see a Topo come down, which is very big as well, stopping Broly from attacking again, because you don't really want to lose those cards in hand, especially when you're being milled. So it's even though Joel looks like to be on the back front because he doesn't really have much of a board presence, Ivan is kind of taking control of the field. I think Joel is still in a very good position because he's just playing a relaxing game. He's just letting his opponent do all the work, and then he just has to do bare minimal.
Yeah, correct. And if he's able to survive the early onslaught, oh, take a look at that. He is going to be swinging, sending his super combo to the warp. So what cards can you have in your hands that is so important that you actually send your super combo to the warp? That is going to be interesting. But maybe he feels that he is safe this turn, and at the end of this turn anyways, he is going to be getting the super combo back. So he doesn't need the super combo now because the super combo doesn't work during your turn. So maybe that is a really good call over here. What is very important here is that he really wants to make sure to take out that marker from the Unison, because that Unison can make or break this game. However, with more and more energy, that means for Cooler, that means as the game drags with more and more energy for Cooler, that means the Cooler player can play more and more defensive option. Here we go. Did we see
Unison? I really like this. Yeah, the inclusion of the Jiren Unison. So this is a pretty interesting and powerful card, I have to say. I haven't seen it played much, but it's when your opponent combos, I think they have to discard a card. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
when your opponent plays a battle card, they get
That's the one.
to do a
Oh
minus.
no,
Yep.
yes, it's a minus. Yes, it's a minus. So I remember that now. So again, I've not seen this card being played, but to see it here is brilliant.
Yep. One thing to take note when it comes to the Jiren card, right? It's his -3, which a lot of players do forget, or opponents do forget. It is not activate main, it is activate battle. That means when your opponent is going in for the game, he's comboing his whole hands. If you have 3 markers in your Jiren, you can actually activate battle, choose the battle card, ignoring barrier, and it gets -25k for the turn. So that card, if you're not careful, especially with 4 markers on Jiren right now, could help Cooler just to win the game. But tapping 3 just to play the Jiren puts the Cooler player at a disadvantaged position. However, him being able to awaken this turn, he can untap the 1 energy with the Beerus super combo, so he can untap another one. So it is going to be pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
and we see the Margin Boo and Hercule come down as well. So again, not only negging and milling, it's just removing threats off the board as well. And just to touch back on Jiren as well, Jiren actually reads when your opponent plays a battle card or a unison card, you may choose that card. It gets -1,000 power for the 10,000 power for the turn if you do negate the skill for the turn. So again, just playing into the Cooler's milling ability there, which is great. But this +1 is that it's an active main. This card gains double strike, and it's a 20k base attacker, which is pretty lethal. So a lot of so now we see a different game all in all. Like first turn, Joel was just like very calm, didn't do anything. Second turn, same thing. But now third turn, we see he's got an entire new board on the field.
That is the power of Cooler. Cooler, it's a very skill-intensive deck. You need to know when do you want to do a rival. You need to know when you are safe so that you can do your rival play and how to control the board over there. But we can see that this is the final line for the chain, except for the SCR. This is the final line for the chain. This is such and such a powerful card. Usually, game ends before you even see this card, but due to the nature of the game against a defensive red deck, it makes an appearance. SS Broly, unlimited power, critical, double strike, 35k. This is just amazing.
Yeah, but it was answered with a Merciless Barrage, which negs 15k from that Broly. So that Broly is now only 20k. So both Brolys, 2 cards, obviously with the Merciless Barrage, get -15k. Excuse me there. So I really like this. The fact that Cooler has kind of been thrown off since obviously set 9, I think it came out, wasn't it? Cooler Milk? Yeah, so set 10, 11, 12, now going into 13. We're almost 4 sets away from it, and it's just fallen off in terms of competitive play, I would say, in best of 3. But here, just seeing how good it is in a best of 1 format is really interesting. So
yeah, because Cooler has always the potential to be always be good because it mills the players, and especially with milling, one of the things that people are afraid of is that they got unlucky and one of their combo pieces just gets milled, and so more than just controlling the board, more than just drawing cards from doing control. Oh, take a look what's happening here. One of the most beautiful card in the card game has made its appearance. It is going to be the Super Saiyan 4 SCR. It's on the board right now. This is such a great game we are seeing here. Do you want to talk a little bit about this ultimate card, how powerful this guy is?
I have to say, like, it is pretty nutty, to be honest. So again, set 11, I think it was. I can't remember off the top of my head. Set 11, was it?
I think, yes, this is correct. It's BT11.
Yeah, that's the one. So set 11 where it came in. Obviously, it kind of just works with the swap mechanic, which makes it such a beautiful card. It is SS4 Broly, the Great Destroyer. It reads active main, choose one mono red Saiyan card in with an original power of 3,500 in your battle area and place it in its owner's drop area. Place this card from your hand. Play this card from your hand. Sorry. Then choose up to one of your mono red leaders. It gains 10,000 power for the start of the next turn. So again, just so much power there. But it also has a permanent that reads: all cards in your opponent's leader, battle area, and combo area get minus 5,000 power and combo power, making it really hard to get out this card's attack. It's a 40k, obviously, as all secrets are. So yeah, this is hard. And we see Fearless Pan, which I only just realized after reading the card. We see Fearless Pan, so that's a 40k double strike.
Yeah, 40k double strike, and the leader gains double strike, and Broly himself, the SCR, also has a double strike, but it does benefit from the 5k. One of the most devastating part regarding this play itself, it's Broly's permanent. It's always underrated, because that Broly SCR has a permanent, not just on the turn he plays, it has a permanent that says that all cards in your opponent leader's area, battle area, and combo area gets minus 5k power and combo. That is just crazy. So all your 0 plus 5k right now is just a extra card in your hand.
Pretty much. So just having that, there's no combo that you can get out of it now. This is a double striking leader going straight in for 2 damage as well. Even if he has he just he's just given up. Yep. I think he's just given there. Yeah, so he's just called.
All right, so
what's he gone for?
Okay, I think he gave up somehow. I think he gave up.
Shown his hand. Yeah, I do feel that as well. I think Joel has just shown his hand, provided. Yeah, so there's game. So game goes to Ivan Serrano Perez. So congratulations to Ivan for winning that. Really unfortunate. Like, that Broly card is just too powerful. It is really, like we said, that minus 5k ability, it's too much to deal with. Yeah, like, it's just how it is. So great, really great, well played by both players.
What I like about this game, it's the back and forth. At the start, you see that, okay, Broly players definitely have the advantage. You have all the boards that's been set up, just the perfect play, the perfect turn, all the pieces that he needs are on the board. However, we see the tide slightly turning towards the cooler player as the game goes longer, and he's able to control the game. But just when you thought that the cooler player has the game in his bag, here comes the SCR, finishing the game right there with his ultimate ability, permanent. Plus, let's also mention that the Unison gets the minus the ultimate ability out with the Fearless Pan. This is just devastating, so difficult to deal with. This is just amazing. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. We are going off for a short break. See you guys in one more round, or 2 more rounds, Azeem. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're on 6, so we've got 2 more rounds, which are going to have 8. So, yeah, just as Melvin said, we're going to have round 7 coming up very, very soon, so stay tuned.